Well, hello again, 2nd of September 2024. As you can see, relentless blue sky behind me. It looks like spring has sprung here in Australia, 23 degrees centigrade today. Very nice indeed. Back to the t-shirt. Paranoia Industries. Everything you know is wrong. Unless you hear it from me, of course. Anyway, I looked at my channel today and I saw I've dropped from 851 subscribers down to 850, so I thought, well, I better knock out a video because I'm hemorrhaging subscribers. Hemorrhaging subscribers. Now, not much been happening in the world of piffle-peddling. It's the same old rubbish over and over again. There's not really much variation to it. Something that did make me laugh though, Lou Elizondo was telling Ross Coulthard that he came up with a honey trap called Project Interloper, and what he was going to do was literally get a fleet of nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed vessels together, all in one place, to attract UAPs. He thinks UAPs are attracted by nuclear assets. The idea being that they could trap one, shoot it down with an EMP or something like that. Not occurred to him, of course, that aliens are probably well across what EMPs are and can do. Electromagnetic pulse, EMP. So this is complete and utter rubbish. He said it didn't go ahead, it got squashed in the end, and I thought, yeah, it probably never existed in the first place. This is probably just more science fiction, a bit more padding in the old something to inflate the ET is here piffle-peddling balloon. It didn't happen, of course. Completely and utterly ridiculous. Even if he had been able to do that and a UAP turned up, they're not going to be able to shoot it down. If it was an alien spacecraft, they're not going to be able to shoot it down. It will be able to take their whole fleet apart without batting an eyelid. There's technology required to get here from somewhere else in the galaxy. They're not going to be remotely interested in our military or what it can do. They're in no danger whatsoever. Okay, so you got to wonder why Lou Elizondo would think a honey trap of a fleet of nuclear-armed, nuclear-powered vessels would be necessary when supposedly these alien spacecraft are falling like rain all over the planet. They're falling all over the planet and they're being secretly recovered, aren't they? All the time, every day of the week. I'm surprised I haven't been clobbered by one today. So if they're falling like rain all over the planet, why would you need to put a fleet of Navy vessels together to try and capture one? Supposedly they've captured loads of them, haven't they? They're reverse engineering them as I speak. It's complete and utter claptrap, isn't it? Drivel. Nonsense. They must think if you believe this, all this ET is here, recovered alien spacecraft nonsense, if you believe that, they must think you are as dumb as a box of hammers and they're going to milk you for every dollar they can get out of you. That's what this is all about. That's all it's about. So apparently this master plan was not approved. Yeah. It was probably talked about in a pub or at a bar, over a coffee. No one that was ever in a position to be able to amass a fleet of nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed naval vessels ever heard of it. Project Interloper. So anyway, not only has Lou Elizondo fallen out with... who's he fallen out with? He's fallen out with lots of people. Jay Stratton. Now Eric Davis says Elizondo never worked for ATIP or ALSAP. Eric Davis is saying these guys are all frauds. There's a whole list of names. The usual suspects are all frauds. This is according to Eric Davis. Personally, personal opinion, I think Eric Davis should be on that list. And he was saying that he never worked for ATIP, as ATIP wasn't a real program. It was a hobby program. Lou Elizondo's hobby program. It was never a funded Pentagon program or US government program. So ATIP had the same sort of funding that the TV series The X-Files had for their light bulb budget. The same amount of money was spent on ATIP as what was spent on buying light bulbs for the television series The X-Files. So Eric Davis has now taken a dump on Lou Elizondo. This whole thing's unravelling. All of these people, there's so much infighting between all these ET Piffle-Peddlers. This ET Piffle-Peddling crowd are all at each other's throats. Yeah. They're all fakes and frauds, except for the person that's telling you they're all fakes and frauds. So, you know, Eric Davis says Elizondo is talking crap. He also says Danny Sheehan's talking crap. And of course Bob Lazar is talking crap. Now there's another guy here. Of course, Sheehan is still eagerly awaiting the 18th of October because he thinks there's all this stuff is going to be revealed. You know, the Congress and everyone's got to give all this secret stuff that they know, all this reverse engineering stuff. It's all got to go to Congress or to the American government. It's all got to be handed in and declared by the 18th of October. I think it's the 24th of October, but Danny Sheehan says it's the 18th of October. And he's fully expecting everything over 20 years, it's in the legislation, everything over 20 years old, all the information over 20 years old, secret or not, is going to be revealed to the public. And Danny Sheehan thinks this is going to validate Roswell, you know, just like Bassett, it's going to validate Roswell. And of course they're wrong. Completely and utterly wrong, because it's all rubbish. Nothing is going to be revealed. And they're still going to be saying, oh, the government's covering it all up, when nothing is revealed in October. You know, Arrow's looked at all this stuff, and there is nothing there. They can look into every project in every compartment. There is nothing there. You know, because all the Piffle-Peddlers are not hearing what they wanted to hear from this special organisation that's been set up to investigate all this stuff, they're all saying, oh, we can't trust them, you know, they're liars and all this sort of stuff, when the truth of the matter is they have it fixed in their heads that this is all true, or they'll have you believe that they have, because it's ET is here, we're reversing ET Craft LLC. It's a company. They're all making money out of it. And that's the bottom line. That's what it's all about. I hope you can't hear that in the background. Somebody's just piped up in the background. Hopefully you can't hear it. A guy called Thomas Fessler. I've never ever heard of this guy. Never heard of him. Apparently he was working with Lou Elizondo. His job was to dig dirt on anyone commenting negatively on Elizondo's science fiction rubbish. So I'm surprised I haven't heard of him, because I've said that it's rubbish and they're all talking rubbish, and I've been saying that for a very long time. I've never heard of this Fessler guy. But apparently he was working with Lou Elizondo to attack people that were challenging the narrative of the little core of Piffle-Peddlers, you know, the ET's here, LLC, Elizondo, Tom DeLonge, you know, they fell out as well. All this little core of people that are making money out of it, that are milking you. So, and apparently he's fallen out with Elizondo now as well. And of course, you know, if you're gonna look into people's backgrounds for some dirt, good place to start would be Grush, wouldn't it? Was it domestic violence, hauled away in the middle of the night to the nut house? And people are saying, oh yeah, what a hero. Elizondo's saying Grush is a hero. Yet Elizondo wants to hire someone to dig dirt on everybody else. This is complete. Can you see where this all sits? You've got a little group of people that are making a good living out of it, and they don't want anybody challenging the narrative. If you challenge the narrative, you will never get an interview with Elizondo or Sheehan or any of these people. So I will never get to interview these people. I'm just going to have to, you know, drive down into the town, drive down the hill into the town and get some sleeping pills. Because I will be tossing and turning every night for weeks and months and years on end, knowing that I will never get an interview with Lou Elizondo, Danny Sheehan or any of these other Piffle-Peddlers. I just won't be able to sleep. I just won't be able to get on with my life knowing that. So so good luck, Mr. Fessler, if you come after me. Be careful I don't come after you. You know, the sort of people that believe all this rubbish, you know, the rubbish spruiked by Elizondo and Bassett and all these people, disclosures coming, you know, ET's here with reverse engineering alien spacecraft. The sort of people that believe that are the sort of people that believe the Queen of England was a shape-shifting lizard from outer space. From outer space, you know, they believe that. They believe the Apollo manned moon missions were faked. These are the sort of people that believe all this ET is here rubbish. They will go and buy the books and the DVDs, they'll go along to talks. And these are the people that Elizondo and co are milking for their cash. Because Elizondo and co know it's all rubbish. Every single one of those people knows it's all rubbish. Absolute rubbish. There is not one scrap of tangible evidence to support one single case, one single story. No one is interfacing with aliens, interacting with aliens. It's complete and utter rubbish. Unless it's supported by tangible evidence. As I've said before, how easy would it be if you're interacting with aliens on a regular basis? Get a couple of your alien mates either side of you, you know, leaning in towards you with their thumbs up. Take a selfie. They're going to have thumbs because they're going to need the physical dexterity to be able to build the technology to get here. They're going to have hands, physical dexterity. You have to be able to see stereoscopically at least. You might have a few extra eyes, you know, like a spider, but you know. Pardon me, I shouldn't have had the smoked baked beans for lunch. You know, so the Piffle-Peddlers, LLC, ET's here, LLC, are milking the gormless. You know, the people that have zero critical thinking ability. They think the Queen of England was a shape-shifting lizard from outer space. They think the Apollo man moon missions were faked. These people have got zero concept of reality. They live in cloud cuckoo land. Now, Ross Coulthard put on a silly voice. I saw him a few weeks ago, and he said, oh yeah, well the debunkers or the detractors, they're saying, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Now, Ross Coulthard is a lawyer. I thought he was a bit smarter than that, you know. Obviously he isn't. But if Ross Coulthard was defending a client in a court of law, and the prosecution said, oh yes, well, you know, this, that and the other, is Ross Coulthard going to put on a silly voice in a court of law and say, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? Now, if you get to see this video, Mr. Coulthard, just consider how ridiculous you look and sound when you do that. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for evidence. I can't understand how a lawyer would have a problem with anybody asking for tangible evidence. It's just crazy. Personally, I think Coulthard's got zero credibility. You know, he tells us about this massive alien spacecraft that crashed outside the US so big they had to hide it by putting a building over it. He knows exactly where it is, but he won't tell us because he knows it's rubbish. How many people would be involved in putting a building over it? How many people would have to know what they were doing? How many people would sell their story to 60 Minutes or whatever and retire? Well, millions of dollars, have their name in history as the people, as the one person that said, hey, ET is here, I can prove it, come and have a look at this. That has never happened, has it? Because it's rubbish. It's nonsense. How many people would have to build a huge building over an alien spacecraft? Complete and utter rubbish. I mean, they must think, these Piffle-Peddlers must think everybody is as dumb as a box of hammers, as the Americans say, you know. I mean, a lot of these people that believe all this stuff they've got no critical thinking ability. As I've said before, you know, those two examples that I gave. People that believe Ike with these lizard people and the royal family of lizards, you know. What sort of person believes that? What sort of person believes they've been followed home by a bloody werewolf? They've got demons in the back garden, the clingers or whatever they call them. You know, visit Skinwalker Ranch and you've got a bunch of demons on your back. What sort of claptrap is that? You know, who, I was going to say in their right mind, would believe that? Maybe that's more to the point. Maybe there is a lot of mental health problems out there. So, you know, when you see Ross Coulthard and he says something like, "Where's the evidence?" They're saying, "Well, where's the evidence? Show us the evidence." Take a look in the mirror, Mr. Coulthard, and say that as you said it on that TV programme. And just look at yourself now and imagine you're in a courtroom and you're looking at another lawyer doing exactly that, with those expressions, with that silly voice. Just take a look at it and see how you look and sound. Good heavens. So, if you're challenging the narrative of the Piffle-Peddlers, the little club, the little clique, Al Puthoff, Eric Davis, Elizondo, Grush, if you're challenging anything they're saying, you're out of the loop. You're not going to be making any more money out of those guys. So with that, I think in order for me to sleep tonight, after the knowledge that in the knowledge that you know, I'm not going to be able to get to interview these people, or that this other clown might be after me to see if he can dig some dirt up on me, I'm just going to have to finish the video here and shoot down to the shops before they close. It's 3 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I want to get some sleeping pills. If you struggled through the video all the way to this point, as always, many thanks for watching, and maybe I'll catch you again.